welcome in everybody. Nice to have you here. What's up, Dee Dee? Welcome in. Mikkel, Marissa. Hey, Uta, Lisa. What's up, Kristen? Yeah, I think everyone's a little sore today, right? Hey, Sabui. Nice to have you here.
Everybody.
Turn that volume down. Hey, Nina, welcome in. Nice that you're able to be here for the final live class. Indeed. Hey, Debbie. Glad you made it. All right. Dragonfly, folks. This posture is not easy. For the final class, we culminate in the most ridiculous posture. That is wonderful. I absolutely love it. But man, it is a hip opener. If you got flexible hips, no big deal. It's fairly accessible. It's quite nice, actually. But if you don't, then this is a good hip opening class for you. What's up, Michelle? Nice to have you here. Hey, Pat. Good morning to you. So ending with this hip opener as our final posture is, this is certainly the peak, the most challenging posture, I think, in the series for sure. It's certainly more challenging than because it requires such flexibility in the hips and spinal rotation. So it's not only flexibility of the hips, but it's also a deep spinal twist on top of it being an arm balance, right? And so because of all that, and because it's like it's a wildly beautiful pose, that's for sure. And it's expansive when it's full. And there are times in my life where the flexibility of my hips and spine were quite excessive, and therefore this posture was simple. It's an easy posture. But if you don't have that extreme range of motion, then it's always going to be work to get into this posture. And I would argue that it probably should be, because these are quite extreme. So you don't want to get to a point where you're so flexible that this posture is just like, the shape is easy to get into. That means you got to really strengthen up and build integrity in your muscular system. Not that flexibility is bad, but you want to have a certain amount of tension in your body to keep your joints safe. So it should be a challenging pose, let's put it that way. Regardless, it should be a challenging pose because it should mean that you've got to do some work to get there. All right, let's without further ado get into this, because it's intense and it requires a tremendous amount of hip opening. So we're going to start in a wide-legged Uttanasana, feet apart quite a bit, and begin to activate your adductors, your inner thighs. So pull your feet toward each other. Let's warm up the inner thigh muscles. Lengthen the chest, get long in the spine. And we're going to just do some spinal rotations here. So left hand will come to the midline. Right hand will come up like you're pulling a ripcord or a lawnmower. And exhale, bring it back down. Left side, inhale. We should actually switch the breath. Take an inhale at the center. Use your exhale to rotate. Inhale. Left. Inhale. Right. Squeeze your legs towards the midline. Inhale. Left. Inhale. Right. Inhale. Left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, bow. Bend your knees, sit back. So widen your knees apart. You see how I'm in like a football player stance. Hips as low as the knees. Take the left hand to the center. Rotate the chest. Both knees press out. Take your right hand to your pelvis and pull your right shoulder blade back. Lengthen the skull, knees, hips back. Press the knees apart. Switch sides, right hand down, left hand to the pelvis. Press your knees apart. Rotating the spine. Pressing the knees out. Back to center. Straighten the legs, lengthen the chest. Press outward with the backs of the legs and bow. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to bow. Heel toe the feet a little closer together. Lengthen again, half lift. Left foot steps back. We're going to take this right foot and turn it out. So the whole shin, foot, knee, everything rotates to the right, turns out. Lift the back leg up, straighten it, and then pull right heel diagonally across, activating the inner thighs and hamstrings. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Keep pulling the front heel diagonally across. I'm also, the back leg, I'm squeezing across like I'm crisscrossing my legs engagement-wise. Okay, then place the knee down. Take the left forearm to the ground on the same diagonal as the left foot. Curl back a little bit. Have to be a little wider of a stance. Right hand can help the right knee stay to the right. And then you can press your right knee back into your hand. So right hand is pushing the knee out to the right, and then the knee is squeezing back into the hand, activating the adductors. Come back to center. Now you're going to take your right elbow or hand or whatever you can right next to the inside of the foot. Or if you can, you place your elbow on a block, whatever you can get. So you can go down, elbow right, makes like a T, a right angle with your right foot there. We lean to the right. Take the left hand to the pelvis if possible. Now, most of you, I understand that the elbow is not going to make it down to the ground. So the hand just like this is fine, okay? Even better, if you can get onto a high block, that will be a little more accurate, and we'll lean into it. And work the right knee to the right. Okay, back to center. Let's transition the Skandasana to the back. Left knee bends and presses out to the right, out to the left, and the sole of the right foot will be on the ground right now. Sole of the right foot on the ground. Press your left knee way out to the left. The right foot stomps the ground, so you activate your right inner thighs. Okay, walk back to the front. Standing splits preparation, except we're going to stay in this. So just in a halfway lifted position. So we consider this warrior 3 prep. I think is a better idea. Lengthen the chest, lift the back leg up. Okay, now place your left palm down to the ground, right hand to the hip. Just a moderate version of revolved half moon. Right hand stays on the hip, so just a preparation. All right, both hands to the ground, left foot to the ground. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. Half lift again. Step the right foot back. Heel to the left foot out to the left. Again, we're going to have the foot turned diagonally. And
see if it's possible to isometrically pull the heel on the same diagonal as the foot. So you're just pulling it back. Lift the back knee up and then drag left heel diagonally to the right. The back shin, squeeze it like you're trying to crisscross your legs. So squeeze it in. Okay, place the knee down. Right knee down. Right forearm, same diagonal as the foot, but off to the side. Might have to be off the yoga mat. Left hand to the knee. The left hand pushes the knee out, but the knee says, no, let me squeeze back in. So the left knee or thigh, more accurately, squeezes in, activating the adductor muscles. Okay, back on up. Now, left hand to the instep of the foot, or again, if you can, better put an elbow there. Or if possible, take the left elbow all the way to the ground. Lean to your left, so your weight, you see on my left knee, goes out to the left. So you're gonna try to basically rotate the left hip by leaning to the left. If possible, right hand to the pelvis. All right, back to center. Left foot in a little bit. Warrior 3 preparation. Right leg up, hands out in front. Keep strong in the top leg, so really lift the top leg up nice and strong. Now let's take just a moderate revolved half moon, so left hand to the pelvis, rotate the spine. And release both hands to the ground, both feet to the ground, bowing forward. Observe now what you've created from a few isometric stretches. Quite deep ones, of course. The posture requires quite a bit of flexibility, so you gotta prime the body. Hands to the pelvis, arch the back, rise all the way up to stand. Tadasana. Excuse me while I situate everything here. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sun, to the earth bow. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot back. Rise up to high lunge, inhale. I'm gonna take a twist, right arm back, left arm forward. Keep this, but take a back bend, inhale. Exhale back to the twist. Again, inhale. Back bend. Exhale, twist. One more with the back bend and a twist. Exhale. Okay, inhale, high lunge. Warrior 2. Same thing on this side. Inhale, reverse.
Warrior two. Just waking up the obliques. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. One more time. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Straighten through the front leg, pivot the pelvis close, lengthen. And twist right hand to the sky. Bend the right knee, right hand to the ground. Straighten and twist. Inhale, bend. Again, straighten, twist. Inhale. Both hands to the ground, step to down dog. Lift the heels up, forward plank, inhale. Let's hold here. Separate your shoulder blades, ribs in. One more breath. Exhale, chaturanga. 3-part cobra to start, inhale. Melt. Pull the chest forward, inhale, lift the belly up. Release. Plank, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. 2 more. Lift the heels up, inhale. Empty the breath out, hopper step to the front. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale and bow. To the sunrise. To the heart. Inhale, rise. To the earth. Half lift. Right foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Twist, exhale. Reverse. Exhale, back to the twist. 2 more, inhale. Stretch up with the right ribs. Exhale. 1 more. High lunge. And open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pelvis closed, straighten through the front leg. Inhale, lengthen. Twist. And the knee, inhale, untwist. Exhale, straighten and twist. Bend the front knee, plant the palms. Down dog. Forward to plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga. 1 more 3-part cobra. Inhale, lift the front body. Melt. Pull the chest forward, lift the belly up. Exhale, release.
Plank on knees.
Melt the chest forward, shoulders up and back. Pull the chest through, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog.
3 breaths. Lift the heels up, inhale, gaze forward. Empty it out, hop or step. When you get there, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. To the sunrise. To your heart. Inhale, reach up. To the earth. Half lift. Chaturanga, bend the knees. Up dog or cobra.
Exhale, down dog.
Right leg to the sky.
Step forward.
Rise, high lunge.
Twist. Keep the twist, reverse, left arm up. Exhale, back to the twist. Reverse warrior all the way through. Side angle preparation.
Okay, pelvis goes back, right hand goes down. Arch the back. Now this is a good, side angle is a really good indication. If you think about it, the pose dragonfly, the right foot is on the right tricep. Where are you? Over here. Right foot on the right tricep. So that would be essentially our ability to get the elbow to the ground here, which is quite a distance, is it not? So we'll start obviously not so deep, and then we'll work our way that direction. There are some things that will make it easier than in side angle. And our pelvis is open in side angle, so it makes it more of a stretch for the adductors. Whereas in dragonfly, our pelvis is closed. So there's one saving grace right there. All right. Place the left knee down. Let's heel toe, right foot a little to the right on the diagonal. And again, well, that's actually just to give the right leg a little bit of a break. We'll take the left forearm to the ground. If you can, rotate the spine, grab for your foot, thigh stretch, twisted monkey. Okay, and release. Take the right elbow, again, perpendicular to the foot. Lean to your right, and your right knee will go out to the right. Left hand tries to make it to the pelvis if possible. One more. Okay. Left hand to the ground. We heel toe the left foot towards the middle of the mat, just a little bit, not all the way down to the middle of the mat. And come into side plank modification with the hip opening. Right hand to the sky. Turn the pelvis to stretch the right outer hip. One more. And slow. Both hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Inhale forward, plank pose. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's do one breath together. And one breath out. Left leg to the sky. Inhale. Step. Rise. Rotate. Keep the spinal rotation. Reverse. Exhale back. Reverse warrior all the way through. Exhale, side angle posture, preparation, start. Groins go back, left hand down. The left hand down, keep the pelvis back, and I think it's useful to kind of just observe the distance between your left elbow and your left foot, not as a way of discouraging yourself, but to start priming your system to know that we're gonna be going down, you know? And this way, this doesn't look like the end, you know, the stopping point, but more the start. A couple of things, you can press your left knee a little to the left. Think about lengthening the inner left thigh forward and stomping the heel, left heel into the ground. Okay, transition, twisted monkey. Right knee to the ground, left foot over to the left. Bend the right knee, reach back for your foot. This is kind of, you know, dragonfly is one of those postures. We're doing a little express warm up and doing our best to get it within, you know, a quick 70-minute class, but it really is worthy of a full 2 to 3 hour workshop, that's for sure, just on this one pose. For a number of reasons, but flexibility is definitely one of them because it takes a while to get to the point where the hips are ready to be that deep. We're doing our best in a short period of time. Of course, it's intense on the hips. But, you know, just to set the appropriate expectation for your body, knowing that we're gonna do our best, but of course, it's a deep pose. So let's switch. Left elbow to the block inside of the foot, or if you can get it to the ground, do so. And then lean to your left. So left knee and left hip go out to the left. And you try to get your weight over to the left side here so that your right hand can come to your hip. No worries, Jackie. Happy to have you here. All right, come back. Take the right hand to the ground. Transition the left foot a little to the left. Outer edge of the right foot for side plank. And the more you turn your pelvis, like as if you're trying to turn it to the sky, typically the deeper you're going to feel it in the outer hip there. Okay, so you drag basically the pelvis is what attaches the hip muscles to the thigh bone. So if your thigh is caught over here and your pelvis rotates, it's going to pull the two attachment points away from each other. Both hands to the ground. Step to down dog. Forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's enjoy a full breath in. And out. One more breath. Lift the heels up, inhale, gaze forward. Empty the breath out, hopper step. When you get there, halfway lift. Exhale to bow. Bend your knees. Chair pose. We'll have big toes touching, heels apart. Push the heels isometrically outward. Sit low, lift the heart up. Move your hips back, chest up. So back muscles really engaged. Exhale, bow. Good job. Halfway lift, inhale. Suggest bend the knees before we hop back. Chaturanga on the exhale. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky. Let's go knee opposite elbow. Get a little extra twist. Inhale, back end up. Step right foot forward. Rise up, high lunge. Open up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle. This time with the hand on the inside of the foot, we're going to straighten through the right leg. Trikonasana. Okay, bend the right knee. Give it a shot. We're going to take Kundalini 2. Hands to the ground. Left hand wide. Right inner thigh is right on the shelf of the right arm there. Rotates like so. Try to get to this point here. Maybe lean forward. Maybe extend. And back to downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank pose. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra pose. Down dog. One breath in. And out. Left leg, inhale. Opposite elbow. Inhale, back end up. Step. Rise. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle with the hand on the inside. Back heel goes back a little as you straighten through the front leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Okay, bend the left knee. Right hand goes way out to the right. Just give yourself an opportunity to try it. Lift the left heel up so your left arm becomes a shelf. Hands are nice and wide. Turn the left leg in to try to hover the leg or to press into the tricep. Lean forward. Some of you can extend. I'm going to have to make an adjustment with my left hand. And we move on back. Forward to plank when you get your breath. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale to down dog. Full breath. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Lift the heels up, inhale, gaze forward. Hopper step lightly to the front. When you get there, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees, chair pose.
And we'll take a twist. Left tricep, right thigh.
Sit low. See if it's possible to take your left hand to the outside edge of the left foot. If not, just palms together, just like so. Some of you might want to open the arms up, but we want to sit low. Now shift the knees forward towards your toes. Slide the left foot back. Revolve lunge. Two more. Start to unwind. Right hand, pull both hands down to the inside of the right foot. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the right knee and bend the elbows, bow. Humbled warrior. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. It just occurred to me now that we missed Skandasana in the beginning, in the warm-up on the left leg. I'll have to get that back to you. I apologize. All right, coming on up. Straighten through the right leg. And we'll take a twist here. So tap the back foot in a little bit. Shorter stance. Left hand outside the right foot. Lengthen through the chest. Parivrtta Trikonasana. If the left hand outside of the foot is too unstable, first of all, wider stance, right foot to the right, left foot to the left. Second, of course, you can place your hand on the inside of the foot, but you could also round your back, which will help you to lean more into the left hand, utilizing it as a base of support. Okay, slowly unwind. Bend the right knee. Step in a down dog. Feel for a moment before we go forward. Feel your right hip and left hip. Quite an experience, yeah? Lift the heels, roll forward to plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. If you need a child's pose, go for it. Lift the heels up, inhale. Gaze forward, empty the breath out, hop or step. When you get there, half lift. Exhale to bow. Rise to the sun, straight legs. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's take a breath in here. And out. All right, second side of that intense sequence, we're also going to add a Skandasana, so make sure that we get the left side even. Chair pose. Twist, right tricep, left thigh. Now, if you're going to take the deeper version of this twist, you can use your left hand, sit your bum low. That'll make it a little more accessible. And then lay back in your left heart, but continuously reach with your right arm down. Lean your knees forward, regardless of which variation you're in. Slide the right foot back. Start to unwind. Walk the hands to the inside. Lengthen the chest. Straighten through the left leg for a moment. And then bend the knee and bend the elbows. Bowing for humble warrior. Coming on up, counter pose here. Right foot turns in, a little bit to the right, so more like if from right to left, you're hip width apart. If you need to, you bend the right knee a little bit to help take your right hand over to the right. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolved triangle pose. Push into your feet for balance. Push into your right hand as well. Okay, unwinding, we're going to take our Skandasana, walk the hands over to the right, bend your right knee out to the right, left foot, sole of the foot stays on the ground, press the left instep of the foot down, activating the adductors, right knee out to the right. Walking on back to the front. Well done, everybody. Step to down dog. Forward to plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Okay, lift the heels up, inhale, gaze forward. Empty the breath out, hopper step to the front. When you get there, half lift. Exhale to bow. Hands to the pelvis, rise up. All right, let's take we'll go right foot. That's the wrong time to be switching the camera. I should just keep this on this one. Let's go. Right foot comes up, left hand grabs outer edge of the right foot. Pull your left shoulder head up and back and extend right leg behind you. Rotate the spine. Come back to center. See if you can bend the right knee. I'll challenge you here. Switch hands. Left hand to the pelvis. Either stay here or potentially extend the right leg out to the right. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana B. One more breath. I'm going to take the right ankle across the left knee. Sit down, hands to the ground. If your foot starts to glide over, push it out to the right. You can hold your hand there. This will simulate anyway, what the elbow will feel like on the foot pushing into the. So if you push with your left hand across, that's going to be a very similar experience to what it'll feel like in the hip joint when you do dragonfly. Okay, come on up. Tadasana. Now we're going to be all sorts of uneven. Collect yourself, full breath in. All right, here we go. Left leg comes up. Right hand grabs outer edge of the foot. Pull your right shoulder up, plug it back. Keeping it back, extend the left leg if possible. Otherwise, keep the knee bent. You could also put your hand on your outer thigh too. And then rotate the spine. We're really here for the spinal rotation, so, and of course the stretch of the outer left hip that you get from this posture. Okay, back to center, bend the knee. Left hand, instep, so that grabs the foot. And see if it's possible. Extend Utthita Hastasana B. Okay, left ankle across, figure four. Coming on down, I think we should all just really have the right hand on the heel, push across. All right, come on up. Woo! Right ankle over left knee again. This time we're going to progressively work our hips into this. So right ankle over left knee. Now we're going to go catty-cornered with the torso. So rotate to the left. Hands down, try to smell your own foot. Delicious. If your foot keeps gliding to the left, use your left hand to push it to the right. Should increase the stretch sensation. Come on up. Tadasana. Left side. Move your pelvis, like stick your bum to the left as you bring your hands to the right. Again, right hand to the foot. We're bowing over to the right side.
All right, coming on up. 10,000 more poses I would love to do. We'll take essentially dragonfly without the arm balance. So you take your hands to the ground, bend your left knee and slide your right leg down into the left. So left leg is, or if you need to, you could also come into it like this. It's a little, maybe easier, I don't know. Where you're sitting on your bum like this and you take your foot and then you bow this way. Okay, now dragonfly, the left foot would be turned out. And try to get your elbows, left elbow to the instep of your left foot. Now those of you that want an additional challenge, there's a couple of things you could do. You could place a block underneath your left foot. I'm gonna get that real quick. Foot should be turned out quite a bit actually. And then you would, it's a little too high for me. And then if you want another challenge to make it, you can lift your right leg up off the ground and squeeze it forward into the blocks. But lifting it up, you get the adductors active, squeezing into the blocks, hip flexors, both of those muscle groups necessary. You're trying to rotate your chest back to the center. Your chest will want to turn this way, right? You're trying to keep your left elbow to the ground through rotation. Okay. We'll switch sides. Let me give you a front angle here. So the idea here, you know, blocks are completely optional. They're just a little to make it more simulating the final posture a little bit more. Left leg goes to the left. We sit on down. And we try to take the right elbow to the ground. Come on, baby, we got this. Left hand is just helping me to twist. And then again, if you want to take another challenge, left leg up and into the blocks. All right. Now, perhaps something even easier. Agni Stambhasana. Probably feel like a delight compared to that. Right ankle over left knee. Lift your hips up, stick your bum back. Majority of you, put your butt on blankets so your hips are as high as your top knee. I have a couple of options here. Let's start by bowing diagonally. So twist a little bit in the spine, then bow to your right. Coming on up. I'm going to do the opposite side. Bow to the left. So the face planting side, face towards foot. Okay, now take your, if possible, ooh, I don't know, is it possible? Though, if you narrow your stance a little bit, like you move your legs closer together, right tricep, or widen, I guess is easier. Right tricep to the instep of the right foot, and rotate. Obviously, for most of us, that's not possible. So just like this, you know, hand to the ground, like so. But the objective is to try to get lower and lower so that you're getting your right foot higher and higher up on the arm, which is what Dragonfly would require. Okay, coming on out. Left ankle over right knee. Hips go way up and back. Sit yourself up onto blankets. First, we bow to the left. Up we go. And bow to the right. I'm very active in my feet, by the way. That really helps for my knees personally. Then I dorsiflex the feet. And I'm trying to pull my left knee to the left. All the muscle engagements really help. You don't have to be, but I find it super supportive. Okay, come on up. Now we have to take the left tricep to the instep of the foot, the hardest. I'm gonna just turn a little bit so you have another perspective. And then the right hand here, try to help kind of get your body from this position to lifting the right side of the body up a little bit, and rotating your torso. Okay, for some of you, you know, working the arm balance is just far out of the reach. There are two things you're going to want to do. The standing version of Dragonfly and the laying down version of Dragonfly. So laying down we already done, and you want to do that as your practice, but the laying down variation, I'll just show you. So we have the full, without the block and such. Right foot over, and then we try to get the left hip in line with the right heel. Turn the toes out. And the objective here would be to bow forward. Okay. So everybody can work, you know, try that, work on it. Both sides, of course. And the idea here is you want to try to get the foot as close to your left armpit as possible. So it is easier to go further to your right. So turn the left toes out. So instead of straight forward, turn them out like it would be in the arm balance. And then widen your hands and bow left armpit towards the foot. Now, of course, yeah, you could have hand on the foot, you could lift the foot without the hand, all that is optional variations. Okay, so that's one variation of Dragonfly you could be practicing. Another version is standing dragonfly, which we're all going to do. And then I'm just encourage you, you could do standing dragonfly at the wall in a moment, but let's just do standing dragonfly together. And you would take your, option or start would be tricep to foot, okay? Second variation, deeper, would be the right hand to the ground, left hand to the sky. Show from another angle. So, variation 1, tricep to foot, palms together. Variation 2 is to keep the right knee to the right, so you can use your left hand here, push the knee out while you take your right hand down to the ground. And then rotate the spine. Left shoulder back. Okay. Those are 2 options of standing dragonfly. We'll do the other side. Maybe do a little shoulder stretch in between. Okay. Again, tricep to thigh, tricep to foot, instep of the foot, rotate. That's dragonfly, standing dragonfly. Optionally, left hand goes down, right hand to the pelvis, rotate. Keep the hips low. Okay. Whew. Okay, so to prep for the arm balance, those 2 variations really great. Additionally, you can do the dragonfly, standing dragonfly at the wall, which would look like this. So, you're gonna see flexibility is really a challenge right now, and working towards the arm balance is not in the cards. Well, you always find a way, of course, to simulate the experience to the best of your ability so that you, in all different relationships to gravity. So in this relationship to gravity, we don't have to deal with bearing weight in the hands while working on the flexibility of the hips. But what you can use a wall so that your hands get a kinesthetic experience of being on what will be the ground eventually. So you would take your, and this it's gonna take some finagling, but you'll take your left ankle across, and you gotta make basically a 1 forearm distance away from the wall so that when your hand comes here, you're now in an arm balance, just flipped on its side. So my right, the hands are, notice how wide my hands are, by the way, super wide for this posture. Okay. Otherwise, your elbow is going to be doing all sorts of weird things. You got to get your nice base to support, because your chest can move more easily inside of the shoulder blades. So then you can do, of course, the other side. Standing dragonfly with hands on the wall, making this, giving you that simulation. And then you can grip your fingers into the ground, working the heart to face the wall more. So this would obviously be the ground that you would be looking at with your heart if you were in the other relationship to gravity. Okay, now grab your chair. It's time to at least give the final posture a go. The culmination of our time together. in this immersion, working on this incredibly challenging posture, dragonflies. This happens to be one of the times where it's nice to have a wheelie chair and also one that goes up and down a little bit, because you might find that being up too high is inaccessible. So we go as low as we can. I think will probably be easiest. And then the swivel helps. Whoop. But you can just turn, of course, you don't have to swivel your chair. You can just turn your torso. Take the right ankle over the left foot. Now, this is something where everyone can start the practice. So you have standing dragonfly or seated dragonfly in this case. Then we have option 1 here, okay? Option 2, that is tough because I'm a little too low for the hips. Too low, and that becomes challenging. Okay. Much easier. Okay, now you have standing dragonfly on chair, or seated dragonfly, however you want to look at it. And then what you can do is you utilize the edge of the chair, and this is where you can work the foot as high on the armpit as possible. And then you come off the chair at some point, but watch. You gotta get your hands wide, and I'm turning. See, I'm turning towards you slowly. And once I get my hands nice and wide, then I can place them onto the ground. And you see I came off the chair, and now my left knee squeezes into my right foot. Now, the bottom leg does not have to extend out to the side, but you do want to pull the knee into the ankle, and that's what will keep the ankle, the foot from slipping off of your arm, that knee squeezing into the ankle. Because it's a deep hip opener, so the leg always wants to get out of the hip opener. Any stretches creates tension, the body wants to kind of slingshot. So the thigh that's behind the ankle is squeezing into it. I know Marissa, who's one of the mentors in the 200-hour training, she messaged me last night after practicing on Wednesday. She's like, wow, my hip flexors are so tight right now from the practice of Ekapada Galavasana. Well, those same muscles that you pulled the knee into the ankle with, same action here, can really help this posture, whether you're straightening the leg or not. All right, so you don't have to do it on a chair. The reason I have a chair is like you're not exerting as much effort and losing energy as if you were when you're standing, so that when it comes time to the arm balance, you'll have a reserve of energy that you wouldn't have if you were having to, balance with your ankle on your knee, the whole time trying to get into it, right? So you use the chair to exert the least amount of energy so you can put that into your arm balance. Okay, so option 1. Option 2 feels impossible at this moment. Let's see. Yeah, let's go. A bit difficult for me. And then option 3. Slide back just a little bit. So this left knee, by the way, as option 3, is going to come up to the sky as I go over. So watch. Sometimes it feels better for me if I put the foot on top of the leg to start. And I go right hand way out to the right. Now starting to descend. Left knee squeezes in for me. That always helps. Right knee squeezes into the ankle. So my top knee, just to go over that, is instead of going out to the side, is squeezing in this way. And that seems to help kind of articulate the pose in such a way that makes it feel like lighter. So the top knee squeezes in, which is an additional effort that might be challenging, but seems to make the final posture easier. Okay. Friends, that is Dragonfly. I will show it once without the chair, but it's the same entry. You know, to some degree, it might be easier without the chair, just not from an energy exertion standpoint. Let's see which way I'm gonna go. Yeah, we'll do the side where the wrist is not hurting. So you can go more like side crow to get into it this way. So I just go that way, you know, side crow versus like turning the whole thing. So out to the side. Left knee squeezes in or extends out. Whoop, slipping. Use the left hip flexors. Squeeze the right knee in. Let's do the other side too, why not? So I go off to the side. Right knee squeezes ankle on. Voila. What a practice. Intense, huh? And there is Dragonfly. All right, let's take a moment, wind down a little bit here. Let's come onto our back. A little twist to the neck, so lift your head up, move it to the right, and then let your eyes, nose, mouth fall heavy to the earth on the left side. Center. Lift the head up, move it to the left, and rotate the head to the right. back to the center. Optionally, you can do a happy baby or anything else that you would like. And what I'm doing is I'm lifting my chest up, retracting my shoulder blades, moving them together, but then reaching my hands far apart just to stretch the nerve lines. And then settling into a Shavasana. Bring your breath now back to your awareness. And deepen. Awaken slowly to the fingers and toes. Stretch your arms. Roll to your right side and come up to a seated position. Place the palms at heart center. Take a breath in. Long breath out. Acknowledge the journey that we have all been on together here. This flow and fly immersion, a challenging one. many different approaches to a wide variety of postures. Acknowledge your willingness, your courage, your curiosity to explore what is available to you. Playfulness, even. It takes a light heart and a childlike mind to be able to explore all the possibilities, especially when things don't come easy. That is the mentality of the yogi. That sense of wonder and curiosity regardless of the outcomes. Thank you all so much for your efforts in this immersion and for showing up and being a part of it. It was an honor to share with you, and I look forward to sharing more practices and types of or ways of practicing yoga with you on immersions to come. Thank you so much. Namaste. All right, everybody. Ending with a challenging and fun, intense posture. Hope you liked, at least had a little success in working towards the standing variations and such at the wall. But ultimately, yeah, there's a nice hip opening practice for you. Thanks for being here, Jackie, Lisa. Doing the wall chair drill gives me a sensation of the pose. Practicing it's the challenge. Great, glad to hear it. Kristen says, hips felt great in figure 4. That's great to hear. Interesting, yeah, that's great. The full pose doesn't seem 100% out of the reach. That's great. Enjoy the immersion, although been challenging for me. Feels like this pose isn't in the realm of possible with work though. Cool. That's great to hear, Pat. Kristen said, wanted to mention that flying pigeon didn't work for me last time until I added a crash pad. Okay, cool. Without the bolster, it's like my brain just refused. I love this new sort of conversation. Great. Glad to hear it. Marissa says, hips equals tapas. Great practice. Thanks, Marissa. Nina said, thank you, Matt. Amazing immersion. I learned so much and gained so much more confidence in my arm balances practice. Great to hear. Got the shape. Hips feel good. Amazing immersion. Thank you, Debbie. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, Mikkel. Glad you enjoyed it. Uta, thank you. I have to revisit some classes for more challenging arm balances. Thanks, Vishali. That's awesome. Thanks, everybody. Such a pleasure. And I look forward to sharing the alignment immersion with you. I'll see you in 1 week from today. We begin. Talk to you soon.